I'd like to start with Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
He's not on the slate. He ain't playing this weekend, but somehow he's in the news. How much do I love Baker? Let me count the ways. That's how I feel. He jumps on Twitter to say he's waiting on a call from Kevin Stefanski, his former coach, after getting, quote, shipped off like a piece of garbage from Cleveland. Hall of Famer coach Joe Thomas said Baker should have reached out himself. What do you think?
Oh, I definitely think when you trade a player away, you need to talk to him. I don't think it's a silent treatment for sure. But, yeah, I can see how Baker feels, and I'd feel the same way if I was him.
Got the Browns to 11-5 in 2020, their first playoff win since 1994, lest you internet trolls remember. 6-8 the next season, fighting through that shoulder injury before bringing in Watson. I hate this for the Bucs. I wanted it so bad for them. He struggled down the season. How much was the injury a factor in your eyes and how he played down the stretch?
Yeah, I think it mattered. That and we kept blowing leads, and I think he felt like he had to put it all on his shoulders. Early in the year, he had the magic, and he pulled the games out. Later in the year, he couldn't quite get it done.
Coach, am I bracing myself for like a Bucs world without Mike Evans and Levante David next season?
I don't know about Mike. I think Levante probably is going to retire, but I never count him out, because he goes back every year, see how he's feeling, and the guy's amazing. I mean, he just stays in great shape, and but I think Mike, I'd be shocked if Mike retires.
A lot of coaching news going on. I like that I love you on McAfee. You just let it rip. It's so great. What bit of the coaching news in the ecosystem is most interesting to you right now? Whether it's a vacancy or a storyline?
Well, I think it's, the fact that Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh, and Sean McDermott are on the jobs. That's shocking. And who the hell is going to fill them? I think everybody's looking for that new, young, offensive guy, and there really aren't that many out there. There's only one Sean McVay, and if you touch Sean, you get a job. But it's a good defensive hiring cycle. There's some really good defensive coaches. But who the hell is going to run the offense? Everybody wants to know who's going to handle their quarterback. And that's the problem right now. It's been an offensive trend the last few years. But I think the defensive side, this year is a lot stronger candidates.
Only one offensive guy hired so far. If you were weighing options between I get to go be with Lamar in Baltimore, or I get Josh Allen and whatever's going on with the promoted Brandon Beane up there in Buffalo, what's the sexier job?
Oh, gosh, I think probably Baltimore. Even though the expectation levels are so high. But I think Baltimore could easily win back their division. Their division really wasn't that strong. New England being back in the hunt, being really good, but Mike Vrabel wasn't going anywhere, that's for sure. I think Buffalo, I just don't like the structure of what happened there.
He's running the search. Brandon Beane gets a promotion, president of football ops. You said yesterday on McAfee, you said, why would you promote Brandon Beane? So I ask you, why would you promote Brandon Beane? Like if you're thinking just organizationally, why did that happen? Just he's in Terry's ear?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's a relationship that must be pretty strong because Sean McDermott is one hell of a coach. And it didn't sound like there was a big power struggle going on. I personally didn't think that this was the best Buffalo team that they've had in the last 3 or 4 years going into the playoffs. I thought they were missing a dynamic outside threat to go along with Josh. Defensively, Sean did a great job putting the pieces in there, but to me, their secondary couldn't lock down anybody. So, yeah, to fire the coach after Buffalo forgot where they were 8 years ago. And it's easy to fall right back there, especially with New England being back on top.
And I think to your point, if he can't do it in that, is it like a safe place to go work,
Well, I don't know how this power structure is going to work now with Barron taking over the whole thing, and you answer to him, not the owner. I've never liked that situation. I've always felt like head coach, general manager had to be hand in hand, in it together, answering the ownership. I think that's the way it's worked the best wherever I've been and we've been successful. To have a third party up top that you answer to and not the owners, I don't see that working very often.
Yeah, it's unattractive. It's a little. These are things that the coaches that they want in that building will consider in taking these meetings and making these decisions. And then you factor in this like other party named Josh Allen. And Terry said that Josh quote, will be a part of the team to help select a new coach. Is that real? Because I've heard this throughout it's like, oh, of course he's involved. But like, is that performative across the board?
Yeah, I mean, if Josh is the head coach, he's probably going to pick one or two guys that he's worked with. Joe Brady or Brian Dable. All right, now Brian just got fired. All right, Joe was obviously there, so why the hell would you fire Sean McDermott and hire the offensive coordinator? That one doesn't make any sense either. That shows me there's a trail of blood somewhere.
Ooh. People are pointing to the trail to Buffalo and Davis Webb, a good friend of his age buddies.
Yeah, I mean, again, hire a guy that has never called plays, all right, and he's going to be the head coach play caller. That's a hell of a tough job. There's only 3 or 4 or 5 guys doing that. I would definitely hire somebody that has done it, that's called plays. That if you're going to be the head coach, now if you're going to hire an offensive coordinator and be a executive head coach, that's fine.
Who do you like there? Do you like a Cliff Kingsbury? Do you like a...
No, I think really the best fit is Brian because he had so much success with Josh. And but again, you could probably got him if you wanted him as the offensive coordinator and kept Sean.
Listen, that's very fair. When it comes to the quarterback having a say, like as a coach, is it like an eye roll for you? Like what level should the quarterback have say? Or is it more like, we'll listen to what you say, okay, now let's hire the guy? It's a different perspective they have. To feel included, I think, is a very smart move to make a quarterback feel included. But how much say should a quarterback like Josh Allen have?
Well, I think you definitely keep him in the loop. And but it's, again, players shouldn't just be deciding who the coach is, but
helping decide.
I think you should have a hand in it, and if we're the deciding group, we're telling you why we're hiring this guy, and let you be informed and be a part of it.
I'm so curious because obviously Tom Brady never got in New England, never got to say anything, and I imagine Gronk told me yesterday that down in Tampa, it was different. He had a little bit of a say. What's like the line of like what level of success or tenure as a quarterback should you earn to get a piece at that table to be heard? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think first of all you should have a championship ring on your finger.
So you have to be a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, you give me a 6-time one, I'll listen a bunch. So it's like for Tom and us, it was a collaboration all the way, but that's the way it was with me for all our quarterbacks.
Do we have that list, guys? No. We had so here's most playoff wins. Well, I would have loved. Yeah, here we go. So you have to have a ring. So anybody who doesn't have a ring shouldn't have a say. So Stafford gets a say. Allen shouldn't get a say. Rodgers gets a say. Jalen gets a say. Joe doesn't get a say.
It's about the way it goes.
I love that. I think that's very clean. I like that a lot. Coach, The Athletic did a poll with 10 of your peers, okay, coaches and high-ranking team executives, and they had the Bills as the most attractive job opening over the Ravens. I love that you're saying everything that you're saying. The Cardinals ranked low on this poll. Why should one of the top candidates out there want the job in the desert?
There's only 32, and everybody wants to be a head coach. So. Guys will, and I think that, when I took that job, it was probably in the same situation. We were last, the NFC West was rolling, and, we had a good defense. We picked up Carson Palmer, and then basically we won the West in 2 years. So it was, I think it's always every job's an attractive job. You just got to do it right.
Okay, let's take a look at Championship Sunday. Can I see the slate, please, control room? Thanks for joining Up and Adams, Coach. Love having you on the show. Justin Reed joining us in a little bit. So the Rams defense, my friend, has had Sam Darnold's number this season. He's thrown 6 interceptions in those 2 games. If you're Clint Kubiak and the offensive staff in Seattle, what are you drawing up to make sure that doesn't happen Sunday?
I think you have to establish a run for sure and keep the run game going so you could throw those play actions. Sam is so good in the play. If Sam drops back 25 times in this game, it's not going to be good. That defense, that sack machine they got from LA is too good. And but I think again too, I think Seattle's defense has to answer the bell, get some short fields, get some turnovers, which isn't easy against Matthew Stafford. But I think they've done it in the past, and the 12 is real. That crowd is something special. I think it's going to be a hell of a game. I did pick the Rams to win it, though.
Yeah, special teams has been a huge factor for Seattle as well. You picked the Rams to win. Can you? I don't need convincing that Matthew Stafford is the MVP, but I feel like the past couple of weeks, if we look at regular season versus playoffs, I think we have that to show you here as well. He comes through when it matters, which is great. When you watch him, has he looked like MVP Matthew Stafford? What have you seen?
Yeah, I think he struggled a little bit more in Carolina and last week than I thought he would. He started so hot in Chicago. I said, they're going to blow the doors off of him. And boom, then the Bears come right back and make it one hell of a game. And I don't think the weather had anything to do with it because Matthew spins it so good. The weather doesn't affect his ball. But again, clutch time, he's been there, he's done it. You're not going to show him anything he hasn't seen, and he knows how to handle it. The Bears had some blitzes working early. Sean and Matthew figured out on the sideline and ended up beating them against the blitz at the end of the game.
In these games, and even watching Carolina, it's like he starts hot, like you're saying, and then there's some sort of weird lull, and then he comes back at the end to win it. It's like very like Caleb's going like this, usually Stafford, but there's like some sort of thing, and I guess I hope they figure it out. It'd be nice to see and obviously solidify him in that 2 Super Bowl club, which we love for him. Yeah, I guess. Super interesting. If I look at the AFC, why do I feel like people like Stidham, or they're more confident in the Broncos with Stidham? What's happening?
Yeah, that's a funny one. I think it's like everybody got excited because Jarrett Stidham's going to play, which I think is great press coming out of Denver. I think Sean being so positive and knowing how Sean can throw that bait out there.
But why would he do that? Why would I want to put pressure on this kid? Why would he do that?
I think it's taking pressure off.
Really?
I think they're building him up, and he can sling it. Now, the one thing about Jarrett, he can sling the ball, and he's not quite the runner Bo is, but he's still athletic enough to get out and make it hurt you. And with their defense and everything they got going on, I don't think that backup quarterback's going to be the issue in this game.
So you're just he's trying to make his quarterback confident, or like what? Because it's like Jim said all these great things about Justin, and I read that as before the season, right? Like, this is my guy. He's like, I understand what he's doing there, building confidence. Like, is that what coach is doing? Because it seems antithetical to me. To be like, if somebody said Kay's gonna crush it, I'd be like, shut the F up, Sean. Like, let me work. Undersell, over deliver. Why is he doing the opposite?
Yeah, I think that's just sending that message out there. Hey, don't think you're coming in for any kind of cakewalk. And I love it. That's Sean. And I think, we went to bat with Drew Stanton a few times, and we won a bunch of almost every game he played for us as our backup quarterback. So it's just a matter of having a lot of faith in your guy.
Coach, you played 4 quarterbacks in one season. With the Cardinals, and you made the playoffs. It is part of the Bruce Arians lore. Talk nitty-gritty to me. What is the most challenging part about adjusting a game plan from one quarterback to another? Because it feels like, is it hard?
Oh, it's really hard. Yeah, especially. I mean, we had drafted Logan Thomas, and he was with us the whole time, but he wasn't quite ready. We had a little package for him in that game. We used a little bit, but we brought Ryan Lindley back because he was a very, very bright guy, knew the system, and he played pretty solid. He threw one interception down on the goal line that I wish we told him, do not throw that ball at Delary because Hickley's going to get it, and he did. But it's hard. It's hard. But everybody, players came to me and said, hey, let's get Ryan back. And I said, hey, I'm all with you guys. I'm all with you.
So what are they doing right now, like in those offensive meetings? Like, how do you possibly get on the same page in short order?
Yeah, I think one thing is to get the backup ready, and just in case. because you don't want to get to that third guy if you don't have to. But I think Jarrett sat in those meetings. He knows the offense inside out, and he reminds me a lot of Drew Stanton in that he's a gamer. He gets a shot out there, he's going to win.
Jordan Palmer, who I don't know how well you know, Carson Palmer, there's got to be something there. Jordan said yesterday that if Jarrett Stidham and Drake May both play at their best, I don't think it's much different. What do you have to say to that?
Oh, I don't believe that one. No. Drake May's playing at his MVP level, and he is just off the charts. I love his deep ball. I loved him coming out. I thought it was a great quarterback class, and he was the top of the class for me with the measurables. But his competitive spirit, the family comes from, but he can sling it. I mean, his deep ball is so good, and he's so accurate, and he's so athletic. So yeah, I don't think they're not equal in that regard, but they can both play at a very high level.
Who's winning this one?
I still think the Broncos get it at home.
Because of home or defense, or?
I think the defense will get some turnovers. Luke Campbell struggled. Campbell struggled last week with the speed pass rush off that blind side, and that's one thing Denver does. And Drake had like 3 or 4 fumbles off that backside. I can see that happening again in this game, and Denver cashing in.
I talked a little bit yesterday about what it would mean for Coach Payton to win the Super Bowl like this. Couple seasons there, took that year off. He's got a bit of a complicated history. If once the Hall of Fame stuff starts coming in, what would be impressive to you? Would it be that impressive? Would he, like from your perspective, be doing this first guy to do it with 2 different teams, and he'll do it with a backup quarterback?
Yeah, I think Sean's already a Hall of Fame guy. I think just adds to the resume if he were to pull it off. I think that just solidifies is probably 1 year and you're in. With coaches, they kind of change the rule. And so, yeah, I don't believe it affects his resume at all as far as the Hall of Fame. I think he's already in.
I'm supposed to ask you about Father Lefty.
Was that from Sean?
It just came to my head right now. Any thoughts on Father Lefty, Coach?
I don't know where Father is right now, and it's not Father, it's just Lefty Flag.
Yeah. And peace be with you, Lefty, wherever you may be. Okay, we're going to wrap this up. I'm glad I got a good laugh out of you, as expected. As the play was drawn up, you nailed it. Let's take a look before you go. But here's the 4 quarterbacks in the field. Interesting group. It's Championship Sunday. There are 4 different stories, 4 different stages of their career. Here's some rapid-fire questions for you, Coach. Pick a quarterback, any quarterback. May, Stidham, Stafford, Darnold, which one gives us the play that we're talking about Monday morning most?
Well, I think they could all do it, but I think Matthew Stafford, with Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, and some of the throws he can make. And the other guy's Drake May. I mean, that throw to Butte last week and that catch, I mean, that was the highlight of the week for me.
Which quarterback most likely to have a 300-yard game, and why?
Oh, gosh, I think, again, Matthew Stafford. I think the other 3, they're going to protect a little bit and try to run the ball more. And but, again, big shots down the field. Watch out for Drake.
Which quarterback does have the best deep ball?
I think Drake May. I think, man, he's just got such great touch on it. And Matthew does too, but sometimes Matthew going to overshoot him.
Which quarterback do you have the most questions about going into this weekend?
That would be Sam Darnold. As good as he's playing, this Ram defense just seems to be a bugaboo for him.
You have more questions about Sam Darnold than Jarrett Stidham?
Yeah, because I kind of know what Jarrett's going to give me.
I don't know how, but okay, I love that. Which quarterback would you be happiest to win a Super Bowl with?
Oh, gosh, probably Jarrett Stidham, just for the same reason. To do it with a backup is really, really special.
Yeah, you, him, Sean, and Lefty can take that plane down to Disney World and have a great little day. BA, you're the absolute best. Thank you for always the candor, the honesty. We appreciate it. Thank you, Coach.
You bet. Thank you.
You're the best. Hopefully we'll see you at Super Bowl.